Hello everyone, this is Caro at Lacey's Creations here in South Australia. Welcome to my craft room today, and thanks for popping in and seeing what I've got for you today. So today I've got a beautiful fabric soft covered journal, something I've never done before, and I'm calling her My French Lady. It's full of lovely little French ephemera pieces. And it's made out of a very antique quilt cover. So I got this in a op shop, and I couldn't believe my luck when I found it. And every little piece is hand stitched, and it's very, very old. And then I've just layered it up with some other little pieces. That's a nice doily that I've put over the spine. And some lovely pieces on the front, nice little jewelled necklace there. Piece dove on the corner, lots of lace in this one, and I have done some texture sewing. I'm not very good at sewing, but I thought I'd try my hand at it, and some lovely vintage buttons there on the top. So as you can see, it's all in pinks and blues. That's the side view. I've sewn these beautiful laces into the cover itself. Lots of lace. That's the top and the bottom. And I love this. This is an old tablecloth that I have that I chop up and use. So let's open it up and have a look. I hope everyone's well today. Welcome to all my subscribers and my new subscribers. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you very much for supporting my channel. I really appreciate that. So inside I've lined it with a lovely vintage wallpaper. I'll just get in focus here a little bit. Lovely vintage wallpaper inside, and as you can see, it's a soft bendable cover. I just had the quilt, and I put a piece of batting in between, and then the wallpaper on the top, so it's quite sturdy but soft. And that's a lovely little pocket, starting off with a vintage postcard. Now I haven't done anything to the postcards, and the original ephemera I haven't altered. I've added little pieces so that you can alter it if you want to yourself. It's funny, I can chop up books, even books from the 1800s, but I can't alter original ephemera. I just can't do it. So this is an old envelope, and it's from Selfridges, so we all know Selfridges is very old. I think it's a 1927 stamp on there. Yes, 1927. And this is an original old bank cheque, and now the dogs are starting to bark. It's a New South Wales bank cheque, and a lovely old postcard of Mona Lisa. They don't look old, these cards, but they are actually probably from the 70s. And then and that's a lovely printable from Ruby and Pearl. And for the signature covers, I've used another lovely doily. I've used a doily on the it's three signatures, and I've used a doily on each one. I've just gathered that material a little bit there on the side to give it a bit of texture. And then we'll come over to the first page. So I've used Ruby and Pearl digitals in this, and some original ephemera. This is vintage wallpaper. It's what they call a freeze, and it's sticky on the, it's like a peel, you know, like a stick-on vinyl, but they were just made short, and they used to put them around halfway around the wall, halfway up. But you can't really make a pocket out of it because it is sticky, so I've just used it as an embellishment there because I like the colours. And also, I must show you this book. I had this beautiful book, a Pictorial Encyclopedia of Fashion, and it was printed in 1965. So I've used a lot of pictures out of that, and that's one of them. I've just done that as a little flip out. And I've done some embossing. These are lovely original French stamps that I have in my collection. So I've just added those in. Once again, couldn't alter them, so I've just popped them in this old glassine envelope and let the person that buys this do what they, do what they want to do with them. And that's a lovely piece of pianola paper which I've just made into an envelope. Put a little piece of, oh, that's the back of that's original book page off an old book as well. So I've just tucked that in there for a little bit of writing space. So along with Ruby and Pearl, I've used the book, and I've also used Vintage and History, Sam Paul digis, some Chapter 1 digis. This is lovely. So this is a very famous Blue Boy. You can see the playing card that I have there. And this is another one of the portrait done by the same artist. What was his name? Thomas Gainsborough. Very famous. For some reason the red boy was never as famous as the blue boy, but I've tucked that in there and you can use that as a bit of writing space. Bit of lace on the corners, oh, and some texture paste there. And then I've just put that stamp there and a little tea card, cigarette tea card. So there's that page. And that's just a page out of the fashion book. Bit of embellishing there, stenciling. There's quite a bit of writing space in here. That's a lovely old vintage doily, and I've just made a belly band out of it. And I've put this original ephemera in there, just some old envelopes. They're not French, but I just thought they looked alright in there. And then this page, I've got halfway through making this, well actually nearly when I was at the end, on Instagram, I came across Ozgy from artfulera.gallery. She doesn't have a YouTube page, but she is on Instagram, and she does lovely digitals. I've fallen in love with her digitals. So that's just a little French letter and a lady, and these are her digitals too, little tickets. I just downsized those, and that's a stamp which I have stuck down that stamp. Some more original ephemera in here. This is a French first aid cover, and just another first aid cover. That's from 1980, and that one is from, can't find the date, but it will be around the same time. So once again, I haven't altered them or changed them. Just a little belly band there made with lace, and that charm's just a little French perfume bottle. And that's on a piece of very old atlas that I have. And then I printed on that side of the atlas. Here's some more ephemera. Just some old little pieces in there. And that's a letter card. You might remember those. We used to just, they're sort of like a postcard. You just wrote inside them and then tore off the edge to open them up. I've just done some embellishment there with some old lace and buttons. And another lovely, this is the Notre Dame in France. Some writing space. And this is another one of Ozgy's printables. Isn't that lovely? I really love them. I think I'll be using them. I love Ruby and Pearl's ledgers and printables, but now I've got this to add, which is good because it means we're not using the same ones all the time. It's one of her little images. And then this page is just a brown paper bag that I've screwed up and sewing on there. I've done a bit of sewing in this journal all the way through, and that's just a lovely bit of Pearl. It's one of Heather's printables from Ruby and Pearl. Just made that tag. the stenciling, book page, music page, an old ledger which is flipped out. Not sure if that's in focus, but you can see it's flipped out. And then that's a little booklet I made out of some very old music paper. I won't undo it, it's just got a few pages in there. A nice little charm there just with a pearl. One of Anne's little flippy inspired pads with a little cross paper clip there, and then that's the end of the first signature with that other side of that doily. I haven't covered those up because I thought the person that gets this book might like to clip on their own pictures or make a pocket. And this is the start of the new one, which I've just put this pearl dangle here, little skirt pin. It just flips over like that. And this is a little glassine bag that Heather at Ruby and Pearl did a tutorial on, and I quite like them. I've got a lot of glassine bags, but something different about a little homemade one. And it's just out of the book, and that's one of Heather's printables. And I'll just pop this sari silk over it. I won't put it back together. Then on this page, this is the dust jacket off that fashion magazine, and I just added that in there. And one of Heather's printables there, just aged, quite like that. And I've just followed that with some sari silk and buttons on there. That has got a scratch on it, but it's all original, and that book is from 1965, so I thought the scratch was okay to leave in. And that's beautiful music sheet cover, and I just love the colour, and it went well with the book. Just a little bit of embellishment there from a fussy cut. Once again, that's a picture out of the fashion book, and this here is some very, very old wrapping paper that I have. Another one of Heather's printables. They just come up nice, don't they? And I've just covered that with tulle. This is lovely old lace, this lace. And this is one of Heather's that I've printed on tracing paper. I really like that effect. This is another one. After I coffee dyed it, after I printed it, I coffee dyed it, and it's smudged a little bit, but I actually quite like the effect, so I kept it in there. Nice bit of old lace there on the corner. Bit of aged sticky tape. And that's the inside plate from a 1935 garden book that I have. And I just thought it would look lovely there, so I'll put that. I've used two of them, you'll see the other one. And I've stitched that down there, and I didn't quite like that stitching there, so I have put a piece of lace over it and just a bit of that. You can see that smudge coming through that paper. But I like it, it gives it a ghosty effect. Oh, and I love this. So this is just an altered envelope with very old ledger paper there, and then I've textured on brown paper bag and put this cabinet card here. I'm not sure if I made, oh yeah, I made that a side tuck. And then inside a bit more ephemera. These are original old French postcards that I have. Well, that's actually German, that book. And just a replica of a cabinet card there, old rusty pin there, and safety paper clip. And then this is made out of some lovely old wallpaper, another doily, another postcard, another one of Ruby Heather's printables there. And then on this side, so on this side I've stitched this doily down and attached it, But on this side, I've left it free, so you can, and that's a piece of brown paper bag. So that's all stitched there, and I just left that as a little flip, and then I've popped this French stamp there, the other side of that blue music paper. And this is just the lady sitting at the window, and I had this already made. It's an ad out of a very old book magazine, and it's just an ad for net curtains, and she's sitting by the window, and then when I saw that I thought, oh, I'll put those two together. So that's what I've done there. As everyone says on film, nothing ever goes in or comes out as you want it. This is just a little envelope, book page envelope that I made, origami one, and a French stamp. That's an original French stamp, and these are a couple of the tickets out of Ozgy's kit. That kit is called the 300 mega kit, and it was very cheap. So this is one of Sam Paul's images. I love Sam's work, and I don't know, you seem to be able to fit them into any theme of a journal that you're making. That's another original stamp. Once again, I haven't done anything with it. And these little images that I've just made journaling cards out of, I've just pinned on with very antique brass pins there. So it's another one of Sam's. Now this is the next signature, and I think this is my favourite piece. When you watch some of Heather's from Ruby and Pearl's tutorials or craft alongs, she often uses glass glitter. So it took me quite a while to be able to find some, and I did find it, and it's a little, I think it's a little bit bigger than hers, and it's quite, well, I was a bit worried that it was going to be sharp, but I don't know. It just looks beautiful live. I'm not sure how it's coming up on film. So I've just layered that on one of Sam's images again. Done a bit of stitching around it, and I just really love it. And that's the other doily. And this side, I think that's Heather's image, that one. And these are tailor-made numbers, and then I'll put a little couple of charms there. More of that embossed and printed paper there. The other side of that music book. And this is an original doily here. I haven't cut it up or done anything. I just made it into a belly band and put these little flowers on. Oh, this is lovely, isn't it? This is just printed on tracing paper. One of Heather's documents, invoices. The blues come up really lovely on that. And that's a couple of her images there. So I just made that faux envelope. Bit of old wallpaper. That just pops back in there. And this one I printed directly onto the pianola paper, and I really like that as well. And then on this side, just a tag. Oh, I did make that into a little flip there. This is some of my avocado paper. I've nearly run out of this, so I'm going to have to pull my finger out and get some made. And that's the other book plate from that 1935 garden book, and I've just embellished it with an old doily and some lace edge in there. Bit of stenciling. I used my Inca, what's it called? Yeah, Inca Gold on that. Old lace, pianola paper. And this is another one of Heather's images, but I've just popped it up there on the corner with a bit of writing paper under a paper clip. And then on that texture, I've also rubbed the Inca Gold into it, and it looks lovely. Not only it looks lovely, it feels really nice. I enjoyed doing that. Here's another vintage postcard. So whoever gets this might have a bit of fun with those postcards. They might be able to alter them or use them. And that's a bit of old chiffon, just made a ruffle with that. Put a bit of gold leaf on this lace just to pick up that gold. And this is the original, what I've got on the tag in the front. I just printed it out at the proper size, and that's her there. So she's my French lady, and she's reading her books. Lovely library they had in those days, and I backed that onto a piece of book page out of an old book. So that's a nice old paper on the back. And then I just used a bit of that quilt as a pocket, and I didn't put anything on it so that you could see the stitching. You can just see how old it is. So many hours of work would have gone into these. The stitches are so tiny. And we come into the end. Just another postcard and a guest check. And nice little charm of the Eiffel Tower there. There's another charm on there, just a heart and a pearl. And that's the end. And then on the back page I just made a belly band out of another piece of the quilt. It's got that same beautiful wallpaper going all the way through, and this lovely jotter pad, which is very old. This is all natural patina on here, so you can see, and I've just embossed that with some script embossing. There's a couple of pages there. And then I just made this tag, and I found this old brooch that was broken, so I just hung that on the top there. Lovely little tag just made on craft paper. Little image there, and another little stamp. So that's all there is. Thank you for joining me and watching. It's this one will be for sale. It's not spoken for yet. Just about every journal I've made in the last couple of months has been already pre-sold, but this one isn't. So if anyone's interested, you can DM me. You can go to my Instagram and DM me, or you can go to my Lacey's Creations Facebook page, which is just called Lacey's Creations, and I have a little shop in there, and I'll pop it in there. It's got 88 pages and over 30 pieces of ephemera. So, and it's a bit bigger than the A5 size, I guess. So that's all there is. And that's what it looks like opened up. It's beautiful. I'm really happy with this one. Like I said, it's the first soft covered one I've made. So, you know, everything's a challenge when it's new to you, but I've really enjoyed doing it. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.